If you have a 1998 one-penny coin from the United Kingdom, don't dismiss it as ordinary pocket change just yet. Some collectors pay close attention to older British pennies because small differences, unusual varieties, minting mistakes, and exceptional condition can make certain examples much more interesting than their face value. The 1998 one-penny belongs to the modern British decimal coinage era associated with Queen Elizabeth II. It carries the familiar portrait of the Queen on the obverse, while the reverse features the crown portcullis design that has appeared on British one-penny coins for generations. The penny was an everyday denomination used across Britain for countless purchases. Millions of examples entered circulation, meaning most 1998 pennies are not rare. However, coin collectors know that rarity is not determined by the date alone. Condition, variety, errors, and provenance can completely change the collecting story. One important detail is the condition of the coin. A heavily circulated penny may show scratches, discoloration, and worn lettering, while an exceptionally preserved example can retain sharp details and attractive original surfaces. Collectors generally give greater attention to coins with strong details and minimal damage. Another thing to examine is the date. On a genuine 1998 penny, the digits should have the correct style and spacing for the issue. Look carefully around the date for unusual doubling, distorted digits, or other characteristics that appear different from normal examples. The lettering can also provide clues. Examine the words and individual letters around both sides of the coin under magnification. An unusual appearance may simply be damage from circulation, so collectors compare suspicious coins with confirmed examples before calling something a genuine mint error. The portcullis on the reverse is another area worth inspecting. Check the crown, chains, gate, and surrounding details for anything unusual. A genuine minting anomaly can sometimes attract attention, but scratches, dents, corrosion, and post-mint alterations should not automatically be treated as errors. The Queen's portrait deserves the same careful examination. Look for doubling, missing details, unusual strikes, or other characteristics that appear naturally produced during the minting process. A magnifying glass and good lighting can make these details much easier to inspect. Weight and dimensions can also be useful when checking a suspicious coin. Collectors may compare an unusual example with the specifications of a normal 1998 penny. A significant difference can be a reason for further investigation, although dirt, wear, damage, or inaccurate household scales can also create misleading results. The metal and surface appearance should be considered as well. A strange color does not automatically mean the coin is rare. Environmental exposure, cleaning, chemicals, heat, and other forms of damage can change the appearance of copper-plated coins after they leave the mint. Collectors should also be careful with internet claims about enormous values. A normal 1998 British penny is generally not a $1 million coin. Extraordinary prices would require extraordinary evidence, such as a genuinely rare mint error, exceptional provenance, or a documented auction result. That is exactly why authentication matters. If someone believes their 1998 penny contains an unusual error, professional examination is far more reliable than judging the coin from a photograph or an online post. Authentication can help separate genuine minting characteristics from ordinary damage. Condition can influence the value considerably, but rarity remains one of the biggest factors. A common coin in excellent condition can still be less valuable than a genuinely rare error in lower condition. Collectors are usually interested in the combination of scarcity, authenticity, preservation, and demand. Auction history is another important part of determining worth. Instead of relying on dramatic asking prices found online, collectors should look for actual completed sales of comparable coins. A seller can ask almost any amount, but that does not mean a buyer has actually paid it. If your 1998 penny looks different from other examples, take clear photographs of both sides and inspect it carefully before cleaning it. Cleaning can damage the original surface and may reduce collector interest. Keeping the coin in its existing condition is usually safer while its characteristics are being investigated. Now comes the exciting part for collectors who dream of discovering an extraordinary British penny. If a genuinely authenticated and exceptionally rare 1998 error were ever documented with strong evidence and serious collector demand, its value could become dramatically higher than the coin's 1 penny face value. A sensational figure sometimes discussed in online coin stories is $1.22 million. But this should be treated as a hypothetical or promotional figure, not as the established market value of an ordinary 1998 UK penny. There is no basis to assume that every 1998 penny, or even a typical example with a minor imperfection, is worth anything close to that amount. The real lesson is that you should never judge a coin only by its face value or by a viral headline. Examine the date, portrait, reverse design, lettering, weight, condition, and possible mint characteristics. If something genuinely unusual appears, compare it with trusted references and seek professional authentication. So, before throwing an old 1998 1 penny into a jar of common change, give it a careful look. Most examples will remain ordinary circulating coins, but the search itself is what makes coin collecting exciting. Every unusual mark raises a question, and every genuine discovery begins with someone taking a closer look. If you enjoy hunting for rare British coins, keep checking your old change and collections responsibly. The most important thing is not believing every $1 million claim, but learning how to recognize genuine varieties and errors. That knowledge can turn an ordinary-looking penny into a fascinating piece of British numismatic history.